This is the Shepherd's Bush Empire. Been here since 1903, and a place where I first saw Weezer, a very underrated band. And this is Shepherd's Bush. Who's playing tonight?
Dandy Warhols and Black Angels.
Oh, that's tonight. Oh, cool. I'll check it out. Thanks. Well, there we go. So tonight we have, and that might even have been one of them, just walking past me onto the bus, the Dandy Warhols and the Black Angels. Yeah, this is the Shepherd's Bush Empire. I did come here to see Weezer. I've been wanting to see Weezer for so many years, I think. They're a great band. I seem to remember making the effort to come down here once from West and getting in there to see him, and it was fantastic. Right next door to the Empire, we've got the Palladium. It looks like a pretty cool kind of Art Deco building to me, so it's probably got some sort of historical significance. This Empire here, which you can see stretches back there, is probably the stage, has been here since 1903. One of the classic buildings in the area. And right there, opposite, we have got Shepherd's Bush Green, or sometimes known as Shepherd's Bush Common. Let's go over there and have a quick look. This is Shepherd's Bush Green, or sometimes called Shepherd's Bush Common, and it's 8 acres or 3.2 hectares of parkland and common land right here in the middle of Shepherd's Bush. It's surrounded by 3 roads really. This road, the road you can see in the distance there, and this road on this side, which is the Uxbridge Road. That turns into what is called Gold Hawk Road a bit further on. There is the Palladium, and there is the Shepherd's Bush Empire. One theory to the naming of Shepherd's Bush is that this common land is where the shepherds would come and they would rest their sheep here to graze on their way to taking them to market at Smithfield's Market in central London, down that direction, the way we're looking now. As you can see, it's not much of a park. We always do a park in the area, but this is quite small for a park. It's more of a green. It's not exactly park. It doesn't have a football pitch or a gym or anything like that. It's more of like a town green or a village green where people can have a bit of peace. Mind you, you won't get a lot of peace on this triangle of green because it's got roads, really busy roads all around it. Shepherd's Bush, of course, a super busy area, and right over there on Uxbridge Road is the busy spot where a lot of the shops are. As we can see, got a whole parade of shops all along that street. Over this side, you've got some more shops, more like a bit of a shopping area there with your chemists or what have you. On the smaller side of the triangle up there is where the Palladium is and the Shepherd's Bush Empire. And yeah, that's about it for our bearings. And if you were ever thinking of moving to Shepherd's Bush, I hope you've got deep pockets, because Shepherd's Bush is kind of the scuzzy neighbour to all the posh neighbours around. They're not posh that end maybe, because down there you will head towards and come to Hammersmith, and Hammersmith of course is on the Thames. Now I'd love to get to Hammersmith. I'll probably get there another time. Okay, going back that way, you will hit East Acton, Acton Central, North Acton up that way. Then you'll hit Ealing and West Ealing and Southall, all places which I have featured in previous videos. So if you want to know about those, go back and check out an older video. So after you've been down there and you've been to East Acton and Ealing and Southall and all those places in very West London, and you've checked out my videos to see what they're all about, you can come along here along the Uxbridge Road, which goes on for miles, and you can head that direction and down that direction, down that direction. Let's go down a little closer and I'll tell you from there. I guess this is where all the Deliveroo guys hang out while they're waiting for orders or having a break. And quite possibly where I'll come a bit later just to hang out for a bit and recover. So let's do a quick lap of the park. Heath, common, green, whatever you want to call it, just to show you how small it is or how big it isn't. So we're going along what becomes Gold Hawk Road down that direction, go towards Hammersmith. We're going to go past the short side of the triangle, past the Dandy Warhols, who are playing tonight. I should be with my band in there, supporting them really. Never mind, maybe one day. And who else? The Black Angels. Well, we've just been down that side, so I'm going to go down the Uxbridge Road. A couple of pubs here. Let's have a look at them while we're at it. There goes the Dandy Warhols bus. And opposite we got a, well, is it a pub? Yeah, I think it is. The Defectors Weld. No idea what that means, but it looks interesting. Then we've got the Green across the way there. Further up the Uxbridge Road, there's a bit more to see, which I think we'll probably come back to. Right, we're on the Uxbridge Road, going past the Green. We've got this parade of shops on the side, so we'll get up there and see what we can see. I seem to have taken the bus lane. We've got Shepherd's Bush station on our left here, and the big bus interchange as well. Let me just nip up here. Right here we've got Shepherd's Bush station and the bus interchange. It's another one of those massive interchanges like we saw in other places, like what was it, Edmonton was a bit like this. Maybe not as nice, but yeah, so you come out to the tube station, get your bus to wherever else you want to go. And then just beyond that I can see the big Westfield sign, which I'll tell you about a bit later. Right, well this is part of the interchange again. Now I didn't know that Shepherd's Bush has an underground, which is across the road, and an overground station. It's probably the same line that goes on to Ealing and Acton and Southall and places like that, but yeah, they're like super well connected around here. This is part of the reason why you'll be paying extra money for living anywhere near all this. You are really well connected. As you can see from here, it's the gateway to the west. Oxford, Wembley, Ealing, all that sort of thing. Takes you out to the A40 and the A Road. And I'm very familiar with this route. This is a route when I was living in West London I would take very often on the motorbike. Fly at the roundabout up to the A Road, go wherever I wanted to go. Got a lot of fond memories of living around this area. If you wanted to live in Shepherd's Bush, fine. Nice sort of busy, semi-scuzzy sort of area, pretty cool. But you'd be paying a lot of money for it because of the connections it's got there, great connections, but also for the neighbours you keep. Because we mentioned earlier that you've got Ealing and Acton and those places out west. But east of you, around this massive roundabout, which it says just there, Holland Park Roundabout. Now that might give you a clue. Because just down there on the corner, if you keep going east, you've got Holland Park, you've got Notting Hill, Bayswater, and ultimately, after that, pretty much central London. So yeah, that's where the big money is. So those are your neighbours that side. Just down that direction, if you go around this roundabout a bit more, you're down into Kensington. That's places like Kensington Park Gardens, you know, Kensington, a real super exclusive area of London. So those are your neighbours down there. South of you that side, as I said earlier, you'd be heading to like places like the Boltons, which is a super exclusive part, and places like Hammersmith, which is a lovely spot to live because you're on the river. You're really in the thick of it here in Shepherd's Bush. Let's go and have a look around. I don't even know if I'm allowed to cycle down here, but you know it is. A bit more law breaking, but I might just jump off here. Keep some of you happy, I suppose. What a character. This might get tricky. Well, I didn't expect to be doing this, but this is Westfield. I am walking into what is Europe's biggest shopping centre. Let's just hope I can get out of it. And as with most of these videos, we're going in loads of places I've never been before. It's kind of cool out here because it's kind of semi-indoors and semi-outdoors, look. It's got half a roof. It's pretty cool. Cool if you like shopping malls. If you do, this is the place for you. It's got pubs and everything, so you can drop the adults off while you go shopping, or whatever you want to do. I have no idea where I'm going. This seems to be the food court area. Oaxaca, Mexican. I remember her winning MasterChef once. Thomasina Myers. God, I even remember her surname. Don't know why I remember that. Bizarre. Right, that's about as much shopping as I can take. Gotta get out of here somehow now. Finally, across the road. Last look at the Westfield shopping centre. God, it's boring. It is Europe's biggest, so you know, if you like spending all your hard-earned money on new stuff, this is the place for you. Let's have a look at this. Let's be a rebel again. Oh, let's get shouted at by YouTube for riding on the pavements. I want to go and see this building. It looks nice. Sorry about that. False alarm. Why is that? What's that orange thing just there? Look, you see it? What the hell? You got an IMAX somewhere in there. Bus station, Westfield. Big industrial, old-looking units. Westfield shopping mall again. Big new builds up there. And then, what the? Okay, so somebody dropped this one on its head. What is going on? Let's have a look. Some sort of crazy upside down house. Have you ever seen the cube houses in Rotterdam? I think they nicked the idea from them. You've got to see those, they're really cool. Oh, look at this area, eh? It's like a South African shopping mall. Nice area to just chill out and have some lunch, maybe. Man, this is one of the dodgiest places I've cycled. Oh, here we go. Almost can't ride anyway, eh? Sure, I can have a look at this though. Some of you, if you're from a certain era, might remember this from being on TV quite a lot years ago. This used to feature a lot on television. It was the beginnings of a lot of programs, and you know, you'd always see it popping up. Things like Blue Peter, old programs like that. Because this was the original BBC television studios. It's moved now. It's more in towards Oxford Street almost. It's very much more central. The home of the baddies, some would say. Maybe you wrote in when you were a kid to some TV programs and you would get this address that they would give you, because you had to write letters way back in the day, and they would give you an address of a building, and that address would have been here. Television Centre, and this famous curve that it had and this shape to it that you would see from the outside. Hopefully the programs you were writing in about didn't feature any sort of weirdo blonde-haired, shell suit, cigar smoking freaks. This building was known as BBC Television Centre, and it's a Grade 2 listed building, and it ran from 1960 until 2013, and they sold this place for £87 million. There were good times in the 70s, and there were some bad times too. But this place covered it all. BBC Television Centre, W12. Okay, we are riding down a road with an unusual name. It's called South Africa Road. Don't know what the connection is, but I do find it a bit strange that we are in White City and this is South Africa Road. We are deep in the back streets of White City here now. White City didn't particularly have the best reputation back in the day. I don't know what it's like these days, but right next to Shepherd's Bush, and yeah, it's got that reputation. Does Loftus Road mean anything to you? Fans of QPR Football Club, that's Queen's Park Rangers. This right here is Loftus Road. Just a stone's throw away from Shepherd's Bush and White City and BBC Television Centre. QPR, not a Premier League side, but you know, still a London team. This pitch here was first used as a football pitch in 1904, and it was used by Shepherd's Bush amateur team. And then in 1917, QPR, Queen's Park Rangers, moved in. And Queen's Park Rangers ground was the first ever football ground to use artificial grass. What a great idea that was. The artificial turf ran from 1981 until 1988, but it wasn't popular with everyone, particularly the goalkeepers. One goalkeeper was reported as saying it was like poor quality carpet laid over a piece of concrete, and when you dived on it you were getting third-degree burns. So after much complaining, they eventually ripped it up and put down some proper grass. Of course they did. You can't play on artificial turf on major games. In the big leagues, you need the real thing. Right, let's crack on. Bloemfontein Road. Bloemfontein is another place in South Africa. So there's definitely some sort of South African connection going on here. Right, by the looks of it, we're going to do a lap of Loftus Road, it seems. Carry on down Bloemfontein Road. I'm sounding like a proper boer now. Come Welshman. These accents are shocking. No, don't be fooled, we're not in South Africa. I'm just natural. Bloody hell, it's quite nice here. This always amazes me in London. You're like 30 seconds off a big, busy road and it could be dead quiet like this. Just a few yards away, not far away, you've got absolute chaos on a high street somewhere. I like places like that. But we're not here for White City. We're here for Shepherd's Bush.